So what did they call you?
My name is Wiz.
What are you incarcerated for, and how long is your sentence?
I'm in prison for vehicular manslaughter, second-degree murder, and DUI with a TBI.
Where are you from out here on the streets?
I'm born and raised in Amarillo, Texas. We came out to Fresno, California when I was like 14.
Do you or did you belong to any type of gangs, groups, organizations?
I was from Rolling 65th out of Texas.
Now, is this the same Amarillo, Texas as having the wild side, Amarillo, Texas?
I believe so, yes.
That's right, that's right. Don't they got that little spot like outside the city where it's like a bunch of I don't know if it's Mustangs or something that's dug inside the dirt? You can go out there and spray paint them.
Oh, you talking about the Cadillac Ranch?
There you go.
Right there off I-40.
Yep. Right off the I-40.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yup. And then you got the Westlake. If I'm not thinking, is it the Westlake Mall?
Westlake Mall? I think so. I think that's what it's called. It's right there off I-40 also.
Yeah, man, because I used to go down that route, man, all the way to Oklahoma City, but I in particular, I remember Amarillo, the wild side, you know, a little smoke shop, a little crazy spot out there in Amarillo, Texas, and of course I remember the Big Texan, and they got that, the 72-ounce steak challenge out there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they do. Yes, sir.
Yep.
If you don't eat the whole thing, you got to pay like $100 or something. Or something.
Yeah. Big old steaks, man, size of a whole plate. Like it's crazy, man. But really good food, really good restaurant. If you're in the area, you happen to pass by, please, man, stop by the Big Texan, man. It's a good spot to check out, man. Right off the I-40.
Yeah. They also got a little hotel right there next to it. Huh?
Oh, no, what'd you say?
They also got a little hotel right there next door to it.
Oh, they do, right? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And I think if you complete the state challenge, you can go right around the limo all across the city or whatnot.
That I'm not too sure. I ain't done it, but yeah. They have the limo with the big old horns and all that shit on the front.
You know what? For a little while there, man, there was a little article that I came across because I actually had family around that area, and there was a lot of people that were overdosing off of K2. There were people were actually passing away, dying off of spice, K2, K3, all this synthetic marijuana that was being smoked. Does that ring any bells when I bring that up?
Yes, it does. I was actually one of the ones that almost died from that stuff.
Oh, no way, man. Can you tell me about that experience? What was it that you smoked? What was it called?
It was called Bayou Blaster. It was in a white container, and I smoked a whole bag of it throughout the day. Opened up a new bag, and then took one hit, and I started throwing up, slurring my words, so just started tripping. And my cousin said that I was having a stroke, or it looked like I was having a stroke. And so we were on our way to the hospital. I just fell asleep and woke up at the house.
Yeah, you know what's crazy that you say that, bro, because me, myself, I kind of had a similar experience. And you know what? As crazy as it sounds, I almost thank God for that experience, because of that experience, I really don't like to do heavy drugs anymore, man, because it's something about that spice, man. When you use other drugs, you're able to control it. You're still in the right state of mind. You know, you just still think, you still know what you're doing. But off of that stuff, it takes your mind away, bro. I don't know how it was for you, but I think that was my experience, man. I couldn't control it.
Yes. You can't control yourself. It's all bad. That stuff is not good for you.
And people were literally dying.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
People were literally dying off that stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So Spice, K2, if you ever come across it, if you ever want to experience it, or you're just tempted to taste it, man, take it from a boy right here. Take it from this inmate that you're speaking to, man. Do not do it. Hell nah. Run the other way.
Yes, sir. It's just all bad.
All right, my friend. So I understand, man, that unfortunately you're in for vehicular manslaughter. I understand, man, that there were some elements that were also involved in this, man, that perhaps you were under the influence, man. What were you using, if you were using at that point in time?
Meth.
Now, are we talking glass?
Yeah. I was smoking it, slamming it. Yes. Crystal. It's horrible.
What year did your crime take place?
2015, November 3rd. In Kings County.
I kind of figured it'd be right around that time. Me, myself, I've interviewed several inmates that have committed murders or heinous crimes, or simply just accidents like this because they were under the influence. Right around that time was epidemic. Everybody at that point in time was using glass, man. It was crazy. Right now there's a fentanyl pandemic, but at that point in time, everybody was on one.
Yes. It was bad. It was horrible.
So may I ask, what got you on this stuff, man? A lot of people use it because they're depressed, because they're sad, because they're angry at life. Why did you start using it?
I would say, to be real, like, the people I was kicking it with, you know what I mean, they would do it, I did it, and then it just got to the point where it helped me escape, you know what I mean, it kept me up. I ran away a lot. I didn't like to sleep out in the cold, so I'd be up, you know what I mean, it's just individual. And then it got to the point where I just wanted to do it. It had nothing to do with anybody else. It was just me.
So talk to me, bro. Talk to me, and would you be able to take me to that day that this unfortunate incident happened that messed up, from my understanding, 3 different lives. Yours, the person that was affected, that from my understanding you said that was paralyzed, and one person that actually lost their life, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Well, no. 2 people lost their life and 1 got paralyzed.
Oh my, yeah, that's so 4 people's lives were affected and pretty much ruined.
Yes. Yes, sir. I'm the only one that walked away from it.
So what happened, man? Take me there to that day and break it down to me if you can.
Well, that night, the night before, I bought some dope. You know what I mean? Got high, did a shot, and then the next morning I picked the homie up that died, and then I picked another homie up, and we're supposed to be going to Texas, and then going to Utah and all this. It was gonna be cool, but the homie got mad at me driving, so we just threw his stuff out when we were filling up with gas. And then he texted the other homie saying, look, I'm going to call the police about the stolen truck. Whoop-de-whoop. I was like, and the first thing that came to my mind was just hit the gas and run. And so that's what I did. Next thing you know, the cops are in my rear view. There's like 4 of them, and I just keep going for like 15 minutes. And then I tell the homie, like, hey, look, I'm going to pull over. We ain't getting away. And he's like, nah, just keep going because he's on the run from parole. And I just got out of county jail, so I didn't really want to go back. So I was like, all right, whatever, let's go. Ran for about another 15 minutes, in and out of traffic. I went through an orchard, busted glass, got glass all in my face. And then next thing you know, I had a car accident. I going through an intersection, and A Beamer was coming one way, another truck was coming the other. I was going about a Bill 10. I blacked out, I wrecked, and then next thing I remember is I woke up in the hospital. I don't remember the accident. I don't remember none of that.
When was the first time that you had contact with authorities, or when was the first time that you were actually informed that as a result of this incident that people had lost their lives?
Right when I woke up. Right when I woke up in the hospital, I looked around and said, what the hell happened? And I was like, they're like, you were in a car accident. I was like, oh, where's the homie at? And then right then they looked at me like he didn't make it. And it tore me up. Still there to this day when talking about it. Like, I'm the reason my homie died and another person died and someone else got paralyzed and neck down. It's just horrible, man, all because of drugs.
So your homie lost his life. Who was the person that informed you? Who told you this?
The police. The police, because I was handcuffed to the hospital bed. I was in the hospital for 10 days. They told me that my homie died, another person died, and then someone got paralyzed and neck down. So, like, they said that I'm getting locked up, which I understood that. Yeah, that's what they said.
What did they initially charge you with?
2 counts of murder, 2 counts of vehicular manslaughter, 3 counts of felony evading, GTA, receiving stolen property, driving without a license, and driving under the influence.
How did you interpret this, man? You just lost your friend. You pretty much just lost your freedom. You know, you went from one moment still being free to the pretty much being accepted that, you know what, you might spend the rest of your life in prison. You know, be honest. Did you break down and cry? Did you shed a few tears?
Yeah, I did. When I got out of the hospital and got put into the county jail, that's what happened. Like, I finally realized, like, damn, this is real. This ain't no dream. This ain't no nightmare. I'm awake.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
And I broke down. I realized I killed my best friend, killed another dude, and paralyzed another man from the neck down. Two innocent bystanders and my best friend.
Can you call me back? Who was the first person that you called? I'm assuming you must have called your family, your mom, perhaps your girlfriend. And how did that conversation go like, man? How did they interpret this whole thing?
Well, the first time I talked to my family was when I was in the hospital. So I was on, I think it was fentanyl, as a matter of fact, for pain and everything. So I don't really remember that. But I do remember when I called, when I got to the county jail and I finally snapped out of everything, I called them and they were tripping. Like, what are you doing? Like, why did you do it? Why didn't you just come home? And I had no answers for them. I was high. I didn't know what I was doing. I was lost. So, it broke their heart. They cried a lot, which broke mine, made me feel smaller than, like, and then I was also dealing with the fact that I took 2 people's lives and technically took another in an accident. I didn't mean to hurt them, but it's still my fault. You know what I mean? I could have pulled over, but because I wasn't in my right state of mind, didn't know what I was doing, I didn't think about it. I didn't think the long-term effects. I didn't think somebody could get hurt from this. somebody did. So.
Did you ever get in contact, or was there ever any contact with your brothers?
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Was there ever any contact with the mother or the family of your friend, the one that lost his life because of this? And how did they interpret this? Did they hate you for this?
Well, his brother hates me. Like, he don't want nothing to do with me. He hates me. But his mom, she hated me in the beginning, and then she came around, and I wrote her. I apologized from the bottom of my heart, and you know what's crazy? She forgave me. Like, she really forgave me for taking her son out of this world. And it's like, oh man, I still have trouble forgiving myself for that. I mean, how can somebody forgive you for taking their kid out of here, but you can't forgive yourself? It's a hard pill to swallow.
What about the other people that lost their life? And the person that was paralyzed?
I wrote letters to both of them. I couldn't get a hold of either one of them, but I sent a letter to the dude who got paralyzed. I sent a letter to the Lemoore Naval Base because he was an ex-Navy pilot, thinking maybe they'll get it to him. I don't know if he ever received it or not. I hope he did, so he can know that I am truly sorry for what happened. And then the other family, I never was able to get an address for that, so I was never able to. I wish I could. I truly do. I wish I could write them and tell them, look, now I'm sorry. I know it doesn't mean nothing, but I'm sorry.
You know, I'm not trying to make you feel like crap, bro, when I say this, but honestly, how does that make you feel, man? I mean, I could only imagine being paralyzed. That's like one of the worst things in life that anyone can endure, man. Does that weigh heavy on you, man? Do you lose sleep over it? You know, does it really make you feel like crap?
Yeah, it does. I feel like straight, like horrible, because I didn't mean to do none of this. It was a complete accident, and I do lose sleep. There's nights that I have nightmares over it. I don't talk about it. I don't tell very many people. The only person that really knows is my wife, and that's it. And it messes me up, man. It's like I took 3 people's lives, man, for an accident. Something that could have been avoided. I could have pulled over, and nobody would have got hurt.
So at the end of the day, man, what did you end up paying out to? How much time did you get?
Second, 22 years, 8 months to life. They gave me 15 years to life for second-degree murder, 6 years for vehicular manslaughter, and 1 year and 8 months for DUI with a GBI.
And how old are you, sir? And how long have you been incarcerated?
I'm 27. 7 years. I got incarcerated on my 20th birthday.
Man, ladies and gentlemen, I hope whoever's out there can listen to this man's story, man. You know, do not use drugs, man. If you're ever being in a high-speed pursuit, just pull over, man. Do not drink and drive. You can seriously ruin your life in the drop of a hat, without even wanting to, without even thinking about it. You know, that might not be your intention,
Man.
but accidents happen
all the time. Accidents happen all the time. Don't think you can be one of the ones it doesn't happen to, because you can be one of the ones that it does, and it's not cool. You gotta think, man. These drugs are no good. And I still had issues with it. Like, I still I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to talk about that, you know what I mean? About this.
Do you ever think about maybe like, you know, you're stuck in there, and do you ever maybe hear about your colleagues or think about maybe some of your high school peers that perhaps some of them moved on in life and are family oriented, now they have families of their own. Some of them are business owners. Some of them are doing very well and successful in life. Does that eat up at you at all?
It makes me feel like, damn, I had all these good individuals around me. I went this way, like, and they were pulling at me. They were pulling me to come with it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I should have listened. But me being dumb and ignorant and a kid, I didn't listen to nobody. I thought I knew it all. I thought I was at the top of the world. And it does make me feel like crap. You know what I mean?
If there's a message out there, man, that you can send up to that one individual out there who's on the verge of making a life-altering decision, who perhaps likes to drink and drive, perhaps likes to get under the influence, perhaps is just living a little reckless. You know what I'm saying? If you can sit down with an individual and speak some words of wisdom.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
You know, what would you say to this cat?
I would tell him to think about it. Don't make any rational decisions. If you're going to drink and drive, don't. If you're getting a high-speed chase, don't. You can't be that one, and it's not cool. You gotta think. You gotta think long term. This ain't worth it. This is for the birds. This prison life. This ain't cool. It's horrible. I've had family that passed due to this, like my wife's family has, and it's not cool. It's an ugly situation. You feel like crap after it. Just be smart. Don't drink and drive. Don't do drugs and drive. Just do your best not to do them. And just see. Oh.
Three-way call alert.
That's that.
You know, I want to thank you so much, sir, for coming onto the show and sharing your testimony, sharing your life story, man. I'm very, very sorry that this incident happened. Ladies and gentlemen, for anybody out there, man, I hope you listen to this gentleman's words and take heed and take them to the heart, because this is real life. People are really serving life sentences. Do not ruin your life. Thank you for coming on, brother.
Yeah, yes, sir.